How do you find out if you're being sued? Lawsuits require, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and in most states, that you have to be served with the lawsuit. This means that someone has to come to your door. In Pennsylvania, it has to be a sheriff, and they have to actually hand you a copy of the document. Now, there are many ways that you could be served. For example, in Pennsylvania, a sheriff can come to your door. It could be, if it's in federal court, a private process server who shows up. Occasionally they disguise themselves, they show up delivering flowers, and when you answer the door, instead they whip out a complaint. Also, they can serve someone at the place that you work who's in charge of the office, meaning they can show up and say to the secretary, do you normally receive documents here? And if they say yes, then they can hand that person a copy of it, and that may be good service on you, even though you're only an employee there at the business. There are other ways that you can be served here in Pennsylvania, and if you're out of state and being sued in Pennsylvania, registered mail is sufficient. In fact, any kind of mail that requires a signature is enough to ensure that you have been properly served under Pennsylvania law. So what happens if you haven't been served yet, but you think someone sued you? Typically, the process for a lawsuit is you file the lawsuit, and then after filing it, you give it to the sheriff to serve it. So there is a period of time where you've been sued and don't know it yet. You haven't been served. Your deadlines don't start running until you've been served, but that lawsuit's still out there. Well, you can go and you can check on the court's website. The clerk of any given court will keep record of the lawsuits that have been filed. In Pennsylvania, this clerk is called the Prothonotaries. This person in the county that you're in keeps a record, usually online, that tells you what suits have been filed and when. So if you go and run your name, you may be able to find out if you've been served. In federal court, there's a system called the PACER system that allows you to look up in any given court whether you've been served simply by searching your name. If you believe you've been sued, it's really important for you to talk to a lawyer right away. Once you're served, you have very limited time to answer. In federal court, you have only 21 days. In state court here in Pennsylvania, you have 20 days, although there's another grace period that follows that. Either way, lawsuits can be very time-intensive to answer and require you to pull together documents and information. So if you think you've been sued, it's important to talk to a lawyer even before you've been served about what your options are.